I've been collaborating with my research colleague, Dr. Janina Hagima, and she's a gynecologist in Romania who has also done microscopy on scan vials and now has presented electron microscopy as well as further studies that really look at the contents. And so she looked at Comet as well as Moderna bioweapons and found no nitrogen and no phosphorus, which is the same result that Dr. Daniel Nagaz presented, that Steve Kirsch also had, as well as the European Medicine Agency and Dr. Camprera, associated also with Lakita Columna. So what this means is that all molecules of life, like RNA and DNA, contain nitrogen and phosphorus. If you cannot find this within the vials, it means there's no mRNA in there, which, of course, is a bombshell revelation, again, and another confirmation of what is really in these vials. So what we found is similar to what many other teams in the world found, which were metals. And for example, in the vials, there was titanium, yttrium, which is a very rare metal, both of which are used for biosensor nanotechnology applications, as well as to make photoluminescent microelectronics. And so similarly, in the China shot, we had aluminum, we had large amounts of silicon, both fired and Arizona contained large amounts of silicon. And the way this kind of ties into my previous research is that I had shown previous research that was done on Morgellons, as well as brine microchips that were taken out of people in 2006. And Dr. Hildegard Staniger was a toxicologist who did analysis on those. And they were made from polyamide proteins from silicone, as well as there were also metals that were contained. So it is the exact same chemical compositions that we've seen previously as well.
So this is really, really important research. Everyone needs to get onto this and share it everywhere, particularly Dr. Anna, because what we need, and I had a recent conversation where someone said what we need is the doctors to start understanding the technology and understand that traditional medicine really isn't it's not what we're doing anymore. We need to have that understanding of technology merged with medicine.
So this is consistent with every vaccine contains all kinds of metals. And if you look at what the potential is of these metals, is that they can be used in biosensing and nanotechnological applications. This is obviously of interest to us because this is what we were seeing, number one, developed from the vials, as well as then what we saw in the blood in terms of self-assembling nanotechnology. These biosensors that emit light in different colors, and I've photographed this, I've shown this is quantum dot light technology, and it really shows that all of humanity is under threat and has been now infested with this. And the other absolutely brand new study that came out that I just posted yesterday was that there was a team from Japan who looked at people who had cardiac surgery, and they found 9 different microplastics in the cardiac muscle, in the pericardium, as well as in the blood. So this is the hydrogel, the same stuff that we found in near-infrared in blood. Polyamide, polyethylenes. So again, there's a correlation here that is absolute. And we know that hydrogels are the interface between machines and brain computer. This is what MIT really discussed. So this is catastrophic because they've shown that these plastics or polymers, they bioaccumulate in the organ system and they stay there. So unless you detoxify and melt down plastic in people's body, we're going to have mass casualties. These magnetics also were developing microchips, and we also found metals in them as well as silicone, and they actually had nitrogen and phosphorus in there, which are elements of life, which could be related to proteins, DNA, or RNA, and one wonders why the heck is that in dental medicine. This is consistent now across the board. Many different teams have found different similar findings, but it's of concern because if everybody's speaking about a spike protein that requires reverse transcription, but you don't have mRNA in many of the vials, then what are we really talking about? And what I've been advocating for and seeing under the microscope, and this is consistent with the transhumanist agenda, is that they want to change all of humanity into cyborgs, and that's exactly what we're seeing, is the fusion of technology with biology, and it's also very toxic to the body.
Dr. Anna, right before the break, you were talking about, I posed the question whether this particular study on microplastics being found in the bodies of cardiac patients, essentially, undergoing surgery, whether that's actually due to toxins in the environment or microplastics in the environment. And your hypothesis is that that is just the cover up for what is essentially a very long plan to change human beings into cyborgs and merge us with machine, the synthetic biology plans.
People have been controlled now via frequencies, for example, HAARP, High Auroral Active Research Projects. This was initially funded by DARPA. And even, wireless mind control through magnetic nanoparticles, those things have been going on for a long time. There's actually documentation in 2002 that DARPA was studying this and was already able to wirelessly, record people's thoughts. And this technology is way more advanced now, and they can certainly use these nanoparticles to do it without even injecting anything into people's brain. Because we're inhaling it, we have it in the food supply, we have it in the shots, and I believe that this is more and more part of this absolute control grid to create, as Yuval Harari, the spokesperson of the WF, says, automatons without souls and spirit, and this is very concerning. And I have been sounding the alarm, and you see, there's more and more evidence showing that we've been right all along. What is important for people to understand is that it's going on now. It is not science fiction of the future. It has already been implemented. It's been injected into people. We found technology. We've been speaking about this now for 2.5 years or so. And basically, there's more and more information that continues to confirm what we've been saying. Our own spiritual resilience and our desire to be in joy, in love, to speak truth, and that frequency is beyond what is really what mind control can hack. This is what Robert Duncan spoke about, that basically a mind that is enlightened or that it has a high vibratory frequency, they cannot pull down. This is why they want to induce fear and depression and anxiety and apathy in us. So we also have many different defense mechanisms through our willful positivity and outlook. I believe that this cognitive subliminal warfare is going on. It's very, very apparent because you see intelligent people who cannot process cognitive information. I think that this is what we're seeing, mind warfare.